Neil, that's the end of the unbeaten away record. What are your feelings about how the game went?
We huffed and puffed, but we didn't look to get on the ball enough. Pitch wasn't ideal in terms of trying to get on it and pass it, which we didn't do. People were just happy, following the men, not trying to make a difference against the side. Just had lots of enthusiasm, lots of legs. I think again though, we've had to work for our chances. We've gifted them 2 goals, and if you look at it, we've gifted them 2 goals, and we've had numerous chances, or keepers made some fantastic saves. To be fair, they've had 2 or 3 cleared off the line, but we've conceded goals at critical times. We've conceded a goal when we're on top in the first half, silly goal given away, and then we get back in the game and we go and concede another one. So we've given them 2 gifts. Apart from that, I don't think Adams had a shot to save. But we didn't do enough in the game in terms of people looking to get on the ball and pass it. I know it was a little bit difficult in terms of the pitch, but we've got to be better than that. And it's a little bit worrying that we've gone through our last 3 games. We haven't been very good in terms of performance-wise. But we've got to stick together. It's no good throwing things out the pram, and we've got to stick together and try and put it right. Work together and try and put it right, because it's the most critical part of the season now. That Leeds, I don't know what the results are today, but that Leeds possibly whittled down to 4 points if Skem win their games, and we've got to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and go again.
It was a bright start from Chester, but that early goal seemed to put Chester on the back foot for a bit. It seemed to take a bit of time to recover.
I hate to say it, but I think it was just one of them days. We've conceded a bad goal from when we've been on top in the game, and obviously give Lancaster a lift. As I say, the young enthusiastic lads. And then when we have got back in the game, we've gone 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and made an absolute another hash. Defence. Well, Adams made an absolute mess of a back pass. So it's when you do get back in the game, we've been totally deflated again. So, but we kept going. We huffed and puffed. We didn't do enough. Again, we've still had chances at the end. Keepers made some fantastic saves. We've missed a great header in injury time. But all in all, the performance wasn't up to scratch.
Do you think we were perhaps unlucky not to get a draw out of it? Perhaps Chester didn't deserve to win, but maybe could have snatched a draw.
Well, we possibly could have, but that's football, isn't it? So we possibly could have won. If them chances go in, but that's football, isn't it? It's a case of you've got to take your chances when they come along. They desperate defending from them. But on another day, Witten could have beat us. Salford could have drew with us. That's football. And unfortunately today, Lancaster got the better of us because we didn't perform.
In retrospect, there were a few players who had injuries before the game. Do you think that there was an issue there? Do you think any of the players were rushed back perhaps too soon?
I don't think there's no excuses. The only excuse I've got is that we weren't good enough. Players were fine. There was no, they've all played. The lads who were injured or have been injured played 90 minutes. I thought Ashley Williams was probably our best player. So they've got to go and make a difference. That's what we've said to them. You can't just be happy marking your man. Maybe there's a little bit of pressure. Starting to feel a little bit of pressure. I don't know. We try to keep it off them best we can. But for some reason we're not playing at the level that we have been playing at. People say, why is he playing? Why is this playing? Why is that playing? At the end of the day, the 30 odd games into the season, and them lads who were playing have got us to where we are now. So unfortunately we're having a little bit of a dip in form, and it's up to myself and my management team now to make sure that we turn that around, starting with Woodley on Wednesday night.
Do you think some of the pressure is off now? You've lost the longer beaten record. Was that ever an issue? Do you think it will perhaps help them now?
To be honest, I've not concentrated. I know we've had a laugh and joke. I've not really concentrated on records. The only record I want is Chester as champions at the end of the season. That's the only record I'm looking at. That's the only record that we're focusing on. That's the only real record that matters. So the pressure will still be on because we're still top of the league. I'm sure Skem and Chorley will probably lift them a little bit, because obviously they were probably 2 weeks ago they couldn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. They may be now seeing a little bit of a chink in our armour, but we've got to, as I say, stick together, work hard, and try and come back again on Wednesday night.
Let's say it's Woodley Sports on Wednesday night. Are there any early injury problems that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. As I say, I haven't really spoke about injuries. I've just been concentrating on what we didn't do right today. We've just had a good chat in there, and as I say, it's just about sticking together now and hopefully, putting it right on Wednesday night. But the worrying thing, as I say, is that we haven't played well in the last 3 games. You can put that down to a number of injuries that we've had to key players, but them injuries weren't there today. So what excuse are we going to use today? The excuse we've only got today is that we weren't good enough. It's as simple as that.
Okay, James.
Neil, did you? I know you indicated after the last game against Witten that you may be freshening things up a little bit. Is there any news on that front? I know that you want to obviously keep people on the toes at the moment.
There's no real. We're pretty close to bringing in another player. Hopefully that'll be done Monday, Tuesday, in time for Wednesday. Maybe 2 players, but there's nothing in concrete yet. Nothing set in stone. So I wouldn't like to elaborate just yet because, as I say, there's other clubs involved. And once we've got an agreement, well, once the papers are signed, that's when I'll release the statements. I'm hoping to do all that Monday on one player. But at this moment in time, as I say, I wouldn't like to reveal any names in case it alerts other clubs to them players.
We're talking about midfield and attack, or
yes, one of each. Yeah.
Right, excellent.
Centre forward and midfield player. Yeah.